19-year-old Colton Harris-Moore, the teen known as the Barefoot Bandit, the most wanted teenage fugitive in America, has been caught.
Most guys, when they're on the run, melt into the woodwork, and his was the exact opposite. His was like, here we go, catch me if you can.
Colton Harris-Moore escaped from a group home in Renton last night. Harris-Moore was just 15 when he was arrested for breaking into homes, stealing valuables, and using computers to place fraudulent online orders.
Went throughout the store with crowbars.
Disabled 8 out of 14 cameras.
I don't know exactly what he used on the ATM.
He got almost $10,000.
Colton Harris-Moore is suspected of stealing as many as 2 airplanes. Airplanes!
Colton Harris-Moore may have taught himself how to fly.
By the time sheriff's deputies were alerted, the pilot was nowhere to be found.
SWAT teams fan out across Granite Falls today in search of a suspect considered armed and dangerous.
We're well beyond the Robin Hood stage. We're into the John Dillinger stage.
One morning, the cops came. They asked me, have you seen Colt? I said, yeah, we just sat down and had breakfast together. God, did they get mad.
Thought of him as a dangerous kid.
I think he just got really addicted to adrenaline.
Want to be a professional criminal.
The Colton craze.
How do you steal an airplane?
He's been on the run for like 2 years from the FBI and the cops.
Well, who is this kid? He kind of is self-taught in everything. He learned how to steal. He did pretty well at it.
It began in the dense forests of Camano Island, Washington. A teenage boy, barefoot and on the run, dodging police, stealing cars, boats, and even airplanes, while becoming an internet sensation in the process. This is the story of Colton Harris-Moore, a young man who would come to be known as the Barefoot Bandit. Born in 1991, Colton grew up in poverty, raised by a struggling single mother in a rundown trailer. From an early age, the signs were clear: troubled behavior, a love for the wilderness, and a growing sense that he didn't belong to ordinary life. By age 7, Colton was running away regularly, surviving by sneaking into empty vacation homes, stealing food and supplies. At 12, he was convicted of theft. By 13, he was in and out of juvenile detention. The system couldn't hold him. He was smart, resourceful, and relentless. In 2006, he disappeared into the shadows of Camano's woods. He built hidden camps. He taught himself how to steal identities using homeowners' computers. He evaded police at every turn. A ghost in the trees, they called him, a barefoot phantom, slipping through fences, creeping through back doors, and vanishing without a trace. Then came the planes. Without formal training, Colton stole a Cessna 182 and took to the skies, crash landing in the wilderness, only to vanish again. He read manuals. He watched DVDs. He played flight simulators. He made the skies his new escape route. From Washington to Idaho, from Canada to the Bahamas, Harris-Moore left a trail of break-ins, stolen credit cards, joyrides, and chalk-drawn footprints. At one point, he even broke into a veterinary clinic, leaving behind a $100 bill and a note asking it be used to care for animals. By 2010, federal agents, Coast Guard helicopters, and international authorities were all hunting him. But the bandit stayed one step ahead until one final flight. A stolen Cessna from Indiana, a crash landing in the Bahamas, a desperate escape through fishing villages, and finally capture on a sandbar with a stolen boat and nowhere left to run. He was just 19. Back in the U.S., Colton faced dozens of charges. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. He sold the rights to his story for $1.4 million, all of it used to repay victims. After his release in 2016, Colton tried to go straight. He took a legal job, started a fundraiser to attend flight school, and promised never to break the law again. But old debts and a complicated past kept catching up with him. In his last public interview, he admitted, "I don't think I'll ever have a normal life." Since then, Colton Harris-Moore has vanished from the spotlight. No tweets, no posts, no footprints. His current whereabouts remain unknown. But somewhere, perhaps high above, in a quiet cockpit, or deep in the woods of his youth, Colton Harris-Moore might might still be chasing the freedom that once made him a legend.